Welcome to Game Nights with JR. I'm JR, and I'm here to introduce the featured game picks for our December 2024 game nights. I'm really excited because it's the holiday season. There's lots of decorations everywhere, and I have a few games that I think will help us get into the holiday spirit in one way or another. So let's start with one of my favorite new games. This is a game I played for the first time at Board Game Geek Con. It is called Hollywood 1947. This is a hidden identity game. It's set during the Red Scare, and so everyone is playing as a group of people who are producing a film. And everyone has a different role on the production. You could be the director, or the producer, or the actor, or the cinematographer, or the editor, all kinds of different roles. And based on your role, you have different abilities during the making of the film. Once the film has been made and everyone's done their role, you check to see whether the film has more communist or patriotic influences. And depending on which team wins, then that film is either a patriotic film or a communist film. And the two teams are trying to compete to see who can get the most of their films made. It sounds a little complicated, but it's actually not. It plays really, really fast. And the hidden identity bit is super fun. The different roles on the movie actually mean something when you're competing and when you're trying to make the film. And the way it's all designed is just really, really clever. So this is a really fun game. It'll play, I think, up to 10 people, which is great for a lightweight, fast party game. And who doesn't love a good Christmas movie, right? So yeah, this is a great one. I think you'll enjoy playing it, and you'll see it at the holiday game nights. Next up is another party game. Again, another one that I got at Board Game Geek Con this year. It's called That's Dope. This game is going to hang out in the same neighborhood as something like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity. Basically, everyone on a team has to take a controversial idea, like talking during a movie or asking to cut in line if you're late. And everyone at the table has to contribute and say whether they think that's dope or whether they would nope right out of that. And then the person who is the judge, or the person who introduces the question, has to guess whether each person thinks that's a dope or a nope. And they get points based on that. It's a really easy game. It's one of those where you don't really even have to keep score. And it's really fun to play whether you know people really well or whether they're complete strangers, because you can get to know people that way. So I think it's a perfect fit for game nights with JR. I had a bunch of fun talking with the creator and his partner that I met at Board Game Geek Con. Got to play a few rounds of it with them, and it was a hoot. So I look forward to debuting this at our December game nights, and I think you'll really like it too. Next up is Fuego. This is a little trick-taking card game, and I thought it'd be perfect for December because it's all about fire. And who doesn't want to keep warm on a cold winter's night, though we don't obviously get very many of those in Texas. So if you've played spades or hearts or some other kind of trick-taking card game, you'll be familiar with the basics of Fuego. But it's got enough fun little extra mechanics to put a fun twist on an already fairly familiar genre. So I like this in the same way I like Cat in the Box or The Crew or some of those other sort of new spins on an old classic. Make sure you look for Fuego, particularly if you're a card shark. And look, the box is a little matchbox. So yeah, it's just like a real cute little kind of design here too. So high quality components, high quality game all around. It's a winner. One of our two most on-theme games is Ghosts of Christmas. This is obviously a small box game from All Play Games, another brand new one from Board Game Geek Con. And this one plays up to 4, and you're working through time, as in a Christmas Carol, right? Trying to collect enough Christmas cheer to outscore your opponents. All of All Play's games are simple and a lot of fun. They have a surprising depth of play because even though they're in these small little boxes. So I knew as soon as I saw Ghost of Christmas, it was a no-brainer. Again, high quality components in here as well will make it a nice, fun, easy game for you to play with a couple of your friends, either people you came with or new friends you've made at the game night. But yeah, look for this one in the December game nights. Next up is Everdell. Now, this one doesn't necessarily scream holidays, except that when it's all set up, the board features an enormous tree in the middle of the board that affects gameplay mechanics. So I thought, big tree, holidays, yeah, like it fits well enough, right? Plus, Everdell is a really fun, pretty simple worker placement game where you are trying to build the best little woodland community around this big tree that is sort of the center of the woods for you and all of your furry friends. It plays quickly, it's really easy to learn. The art is beautiful, it's a good little engine builder, and yeah, just a tremendous fun time. Everdell's one of those games that has like 75 expansions, and there's now like a giant box. This is what I have. It's certainly enough for a game night with JR, but if you like this game, there's plenty of replayability going on for ages and ages. That's Everdell, and it'll be set up and waiting for you at our game nights in December. We probably all know that Christmas was originally a Yule celebration in the Nordic traditions that the Christian missionaries sort of appropriated so that they could convert people. So I thought a witches game would be like pretty appropriate. And that brings us to Quacks of Quedlinburg, which is not really holiday themed and really not that witches themed, but it is genuinely one of the best games I've ever played. In Quacks of Quedlinburg, which plays with up to 5 people, you play as a witch or a warlock who has gathered with your fellow witches and warlocks to make potions over a 9-day festival. And each day you're competing to see who can make the best potion. You have a bunch of different ingredients, which are different colored tokens that all have different powers and abilities as you play them on your board, which is your cauldron, and all of them go into a black bag. So you're drawing without being able to see what you're drawing. And there is a press your luck mechanic because if you draw too many of the white token, which is garlic, then your pot will be spoiled and your potion will be spoiled. The really cool thing I think about this game, a couple of things. One, there's a neat catch up mechanic. So no matter how far behind you are, you never really feel like you're out of the game. And then two, when your potion spoils, you do face a penalty, but it's not a severe enough penalty to ruin your game. I've won a game of Quacks and Quedlinburg where I've spoiled my potion like 4 out of the 9 days and I still managed to win. So it really makes the pressure luck mechanic worthwhile. You really do have to think about whether you want to keep drawing tokens and risk spoiling your potion, but also risk getting more points overall and having the best potion of the day. I have never introduced this game to someone that they haven't ended up loving it. And I think you'll really like it. If you've never played it, make sure to chart out a spot at the table at one of our December game nights because you will become an addict of the Quacks of Quedlinburg. Our last feature game is another brand new one that I picked up at Board Game Geek Con called Boop the Halls. Now, this is a sort of sequel game to a game called Boop. And the thing about Boop is that they are all 2-player games. So there may be some fighting over this one, but that's okay. It'll be worth it. In Boop, you are playing as a team of kittens who eventually grow into cats. And you are trying simply to get 3 of your cats in a row. And that sounds simple, but every time you place a cat, it boops all of the cats adjacent to it, which means it pushes them one space away, and that includes your cats or your opponent's cats. So actually getting 3 in an actual row can be really, really tricky. What makes Boop the Halls fun is that the entire board is actually a Christmas tree, a tiered Christmas tree. And you not only get points for getting your cats in a row, but also for booping your opponent's ornaments off of the tree, like a cat does. And I just got to show you these components here. These are the little kittens that you're playing with. And you can see like they're so cute, they're high quality. Boop is an incredibly fun game. It's far too cute for its own good. Again, sort of like cats. And it's tremendously addictive. It's short, It's easy to pick up and it's endlessly replayable. So I know it's only 2 player, but you'll definitely want to try to find a chance to play Boop at one of our December game nights. Well, there you have it. Those are the 7 games that will be featured at Game Nights with JR in December. And of course, don't forget if you're a Patreon member, you have the ability to vote on the Player's Choice game, which will be live over at Patreon this week. So there will be one other feature game that the players will choose. And of course, if you're not part of our Patreon yet, we'd love to have you join the club over there. Additionally, patrons get exclusive access to the Game Nights with JR 2024 Holiday Gift Guide, where I curated a list of some great games and some incredible deals that you can buy if you're looking for games to give that perfect someone in your life. I've got a great list for you, and that's only available for patrons. So if you want to vote on the Player's Choice game for our December games or get a look at that holiday gift list, head over to patreon.com/game nights jr and make sure you sign up for a membership. We'd love to have you as part of the club. In the meantime, let us know in the comments what you think of these games. Sound off about some of your other favorite holiday games, and we look forward to seeing you at our events in December. Go to GameNightsJR.com/upcoming events to see where all of those are, and we hope to see you there. Oh, I guess I should say too, Christmas sweaters are totally optional.